Hello, welcome to Goodnight Flagstaff. I'm Erica Fraley, a local botanist. I've always loved to read, and this program is a great way to share that love with others. Thank you for tuning in to our community storytime. You can find a new chapter from one of our favorite family-friendly books at 8 p.m. each weeknight on the Literacy Center's YouTube channel and on Creator Radio, a local online radio station. The previous chapter is replayed on Creator Radio each weeknight at about 7:45, just before the new chapter airs. You can also listen to all previous Goodnight Flagstaff recordings on YouTube. We are currently reading Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. If you'd like to check it out, to read along with us at home, it is available in the Hoopla app with your Coconino County Library card. Check one out today. Please email us if you'd like to join our team of readers and connect with your community through stories. All ages are welcome. Our email is goodnightflagstaff@gmail.com. Last time we read together, Nizhoni and her brother are reluctant to get out of the car because they're going to have to shake hands with a man who is really a monster. Somehow, Nizhoni gets out of it, but Mac has no choice. Thankfully, nothing happens when they shake hands, and Nizhoni wonders if she is wrong about the guy. Chapter 5. A Very Interesting Family. I wash up quickly, getting rid of both the lingering blood and the gym sock smell from basketball, and like Dad said, I pick out something nice to wear. Not too nice, in case the monster, calling himself Mr. Charles, attacks us or something, and I have to make a run for it. But clean jeans, my favorite Frank Wallen shirt, and a pair of Nike N7 sneakers. I'm leaving my bedroom, pulling the door close, when I notice something odd. Mr. Charles is standing in our living room by himself. No Dad or Mac, and no bodyguards. He's in front of the mantel, where we keep the family photos. He picks up the largest, peering at it closely, before setting the frame down and examining the next. I know which picture it is from here. It's the one of my whole family, including my mom. Mr. Charles flips the frame over and turns the clasp that holds the photo inside. He starts to slide out the paper. Wait, he's stealing it? He shouldn't even be touching it. It's special, and he needs to keep his monster paws off. "What are you doing?" I snap. He looks up, glasses still on, and calmly slides the photo back in the frame and sets it down. "Hello, Nizhoni." His blonde hair looks almost silver in the late afternoon light, coming in from the windows, and he smiles self-assuredly, showing a mouthful of perfect white teeth. He pulls something from his pocket and palms it so I can't tell what it is. "Did you know your name means beauty in Navajo?" he continues. "Well, of course you did," he chuckles. "It's your name." "Where's my dad?" "You have a very interesting family," he says, gesturing back to the photos and ignoring my questions. "Is that your mother?" I glare at him. No way I'm telling him anything. "I never met her, of course, but she is known to my..." He pauses, as if searching for a word. "Associates." "Monsters?" I blurt out. His face freezes for a moment, but then he grins. "I see you and I don't have to play games. That's good. I like that we can be honest with each other." All traces of his hokey cowboy accent are gone. I knew it. My feelings were right. Mr. Charles is a monster, but on the heels of my triumph comes dread. Why is a monster interested in my family? And how would he and his so-called associates know about my mom? "As long as we're being honest," Mr. Charles says. "Let me tell you why I'm here. To explain that, I'll have to start with your mother. Did you know her side of the family goes way back in Navajo history? All the way back to the goddess Changing Woman? I know about Changing Woman. But we call her a holy person, not a goddess," I say, lifting my chin and trying to sound brave. "I mean, as long as we're being honest. My Shimasani, that's what I call my grandmother on my mother's side, taught me that Changing Woman created the clan system of the Navajo people. The system tells us who we're related to, and it's one of the first things Mac and I had to learn. Since I carry 3 of the original clans in my lineage, being descended from Changing Woman isn't as strange as it might sound." Mr. Charles's greasy grin gets bigger, if that's even possible. His bright teeth look sharp behind his lips. "Such a smart girl," he says, in a creepy, fake compliment voice. "Then I assume you also know that your mother's ancestry can be traced directly to one of Changing Woman's sons." I don't remember my Shimasani ever saying anything about Changing Woman's son. And how does this white dude from some oil and gas company know anything about Navajo stories anyway? A chill runs down my spine. "Perhaps I don't have to explain why I'm here," Mr. Charles goes on. "Perhaps you already know. He raises an expectant eyebrow. To take us to the pasta palace? I blurt out, fear making me say something ridiculous. Real smooth, Nizhoni. He laughs, twirls whatever it is he has in his hands. It's a long black object that glints in the afternoon light, but I still can't get a good look at it. You can probably guess that I'm a very powerful man. I run a corporation worth billions of dollars. On my private estate, I have dozens of people at my beck and call. I'm not used to being thwarted, and yet it was recently brought to my attention that there is a girl, the daughter of our former enemy, who could impede my plans for the future. He steps closer. My back is up against my bedroom door. I'm not trying to be brave anymore. In fact, I'm considering screaming. Through the living room window, I can see my dad outside, chatting with those bodyguards. Isn't he wondering why I haven't come out yet? What his boss is doing? Unless Mr. Charles used some power to make Dad forget all about me. Not that he needs much help in that department. Well, imagine how upset this news made me, he says. I've worked so hard for all I have. He puts his sunglasses on top of his head, and I see that his eyes are blood red. He stares at me, and my whole body freezes up. His gaze is powerful, dangerous. I felt it before at my basketball game, and I feel it again now. With the hope that I could prove my associates wrong, I had to come see for myself. It was easy enough to set up a meeting with your father, and when you recognize my true identity at the basketball game, I shake my head and I start to say something, but he cuts me off. Oh, don't bother denying it. We're being honest here, remember? I found that it was true. You are your mother's daughter. And I'm sorry, Nizhoni, but I can't afford to have one girl, one tiny speck of a girl, ruin everything. But I can't ruin anything, I protest. My heart is beating a mile a minute, and I just want to get out of here. I see stuff sometimes, I admit, but that's all. Stuff? He chuckles, waving my words away. It's okay, Nizhoni, you can say it. You can detect monsters. But interestingly enough, your brother cannot. In fact, I thought he might take after your father instead of your mother, and be perfectly mundane. But then Marcus shook my hand, and I felt his unrealized potential. He's special too. I knew it was a bad idea to shake his hand. A burst of anger overrides my fear, and I shout, "You better not touch my brother!" So fierce. What a good sister you are. But don't worry about Marcus. I want him alive. His power is different from yours, and once it manifests, he will come in quite handy for my business needs. You, however... He shakes his head sadly. It does pain me to hurt youngsters. It really does. But best to do it now before you grow up and truly become a problem. I'm so very sorry, Nizhoni, but I'm afraid... He stops twirling the object in his hand and points it at me. It's long and flat and made of black stone, and it looks sharp at one end. My heart thuds hard in my chest when I realize he's holding an obsidian knife. I need you dead. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next time for Chapter 6 of Race to the Sun. Good night, Flagstaff.